Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Wednesday. Got a quick word for you. Some of you, I know it's definitely me because it's already happening. Some of you are going to be used this season to expose wicked folks. And when I say wicked, that can be a very broad topic, but get in where you fit in, right? Because if you're tapped in spiritually, if you're aligned properly, if your spirit is pure, you recognize wicked folks, even if you are not running into these folks daily. But when you meet them, or when you see, for me, I can look at a picture. When you see them, you know their spirit is not right. How do you know? Because your spirit is. So this can be a variety of ways. Of course, whatever works for you. It can be on your job, and people's doing some wicked things, and you've been seeing it, and you feel like these people have been getting away with things. Listen, exposure is coming, right? This can be in relationships of all sorts. You've been trying to get someone to see that someone is really not for them. Like, you see it clear as day. You can look at these individuals. You can be around these people and feel like their spirit is dark. It could be a spirit of jealousy, a spirit of just plotting some things behind the scene, a spirit of trying to blackmail. Like, you can feel it. But God is going to use you to expose them. That doesn't mean you go and just put people on blast and not like that, right? Not like that. But God is going to start opening the people's eyes, the people who have been not really fully aware of what's going on around them, especially you wives, or you kingdom purpose partners. Literally, God is going to position you where finally, when that person, the person like who's in the dark, like this person is really just a good, pure-hearted person, but they're really not tapped in the way you are, so they can't even really see the darkness around them, the jealousy around them, the people who are really plotting to try to take them out. They can't even see it. But you know what? They've been hearing about it. Other people have been telling them about it. But sometimes people are so blind, right? Not even in a bad way. I mean, again, we all are different. We all hear and feel things differently. So it's not that the person is foolish, right? Because some people would call people like that foolish. Like, everybody's telling you this person is, wicked. Everybody else is telling you this person don't have your back. Everybody else is telling you this person is jealous of you. Everybody else is telling you this person is going to eventually set you up. All this stuff. But the person is not really receiving it. And then you become frustrated with them, like, fool, right? You're not calling them a fool, but you get my point. Why can't you see what everybody's trying to tell you? Because you're the one who is assigned. You're the one that's chosen for this particular purpose. And when you relay that message to the person, when God uses you to take that message, now be very careful. You just don't go blotting it out because right? No. You got to still make sure you're aligned, because you can't speak, you can't move until you have the okay to do so. Flesh has to be intact, right? And now when you speak it, the person will see it clear as day. When you speak it, everything that everyone else had told this individual prior about how they had, wrong motive people around them is going to all come back. It's going to all come back. And the person will finally believe it, because it's like, wait a minute. How could this person even know that? They don't even know the persons like that. They don't know my friends like that. They don't know the people around me like that. They don't even know them. So how could they, being a complete stranger, in the scenario, understand that. So that has to be God. Because see, when they can hear it from the other people, like let's just say their other friends, their other associates, well, there's a lot of stuff that can get in the mix of that. The person can be thinking like, well, that person just lying on that person because they're jealous of our friendship, or they're jealous of our relationship, or they're jealous of this, or, you know, they had their own little spat in the past. So, you know, he probably just telling me that. She just telling me that because, you know, they want me to see the person in a negative light. But when a complete stranger come, a complete person, and it doesn't even have to be a stranger, but a person who's really tapped in and don't even know the ins and outs of the relationship, are the toxic person, they can come in detail and speak a word in spirit that will blow somebody's mind. Listen, I'm telling you, this thing is deep. Stop thinking God is going to only use you on that church platform with your Mary Jane shoes and your little white dress and black stockings, honey. Let me tell you, in this season, God is shifting and moving things around in a non-traditional way. And if you're tapped in, you're going to be used. Because let me tell you, it's crazy. I have delivered words and confirmations to complete strangers, even when I don't feel like it. I promise you, I can be in a line, like I'm just leaving out of Publix, right? You can be in a complete line behind a complete stranger, and you're thinking you're just going to pay for your item and go on about your business, and then this download comes. I need you to deliver this word. Like, really, God? Right now. Right now. Right now. And then you have to spike up a conversation, right? Because you gotta make sure the atmosphere is good. You don't want people to so you gotta spike up this conversation like, oh, the weather is great today. Oh, I love your dress, right? Spark that conversation up. And God is so strategic that that person will say something out the blue that will give you then leeway to go ahead and kind of, not even kind of, but to interpret what God needs them to know. Each and every time, if you're tapped in properly, people's mouths will drop. Because it's like, this has to be God. There is absolutely no way you would know I'm going through that. There's no way you would know how. It has to be God. With some people, you just can't tell them about God. You have to show them God. Especially to some non-believers and things like that. You got to show them God. You can't just tell them about God. You know, one of my patients was a believer at some point in his life, and then you know, he had some tragic things that happened, and then he just gave up on God and felt like, well, you know, there can't be no God. I'm sitting here like, you know, doing all the right things, and then this happened in my life. I don't believe in you anymore. And I can remember years ago just trying to give him words, and he just looking at me like, girl, bye. And then God says, stop talking. Stop talking and start loving. With some people, you have to love them back to God. God will use you as an example to show them your heart, your spirit, your patience, examples of things that may have happened to you, and they looking at you like, this gotta be God, right? And before you know it, God is using you in other ways. In, you know, so I mean, he loves the Lord now. Again, I should say. So I just wanted to share that while that was on my mind. Some of you are literally going to be used to expose some folks who have the wrong motives around the people that you care about, or that you love, or that God will use you to expose. So you guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rob.